Often there can be a kind of pressure that comes from being seen, but visibility doesn't create pressure. Misalignment does. If visibility makes you feel anxious, if the idea of being seen feels heavy, if attention makes your energy tighten, visibility isn't the problem, misalignment is. Let me show you why. Welcome back. I am Dr. Sherman Rivers, and today we are starting a new series on visibility, because becoming visible is one of the most powerful and most confronting moments in any creator's journey. Here's the truth most creators don't know. Visibility doesn't create pressure. Visibility only reveals pressure. If visibility feels overwhelming, it's pointing to something inside of you that wants alignment. Let's go deeper. First and foremost, visibility brings your inner state to the surface. Visibility intensifies whatever already exists internally. If you feel confident, visibility expands that. If you feel grounded, visibility strengthens that. If you feel stable, visibility amplifies that. But if you feel insecure or misaligned, self-doubting, anxious, unprepared, or disconnected from identity, visibility magnifies that too. Visibility is a mirror, not a threat. You see, pressure comes from internal conflict, not external attention. People think pressure comes from audience size or comments, expectations, algorithmic performance, judgment, attention. But the real source of pressure is inner conflict, creating from fear instead of identity, performing instead of expressing, chasing validation instead of alignment, trying to please everyone, trying to be perfect, trying to meet imaginary expectations. Visibility doesn't create conflict, it exposes it. And visibility feels scary when you're not rooted in who you are. When you don't feel rooted in your identity, visibility feels like exposure. Attention feels like danger. Opinions feel like threats. And growth feels like instability. But when you are rooted, visibility feels empowering. Attention feels neutral. Opinions lose their power, and growth feels natural. Presence replaces pressure. Identity replaces insecurity. Alignment replaces fear. You see, you become overwhelmed when you create for others instead of from yourself. Pressure skyrockets when you create from expectation or obligation or strategy, comparison, external standards, imagined criticism, or algorithmic fear. How is the algorithm going to treat this content? Pressure dissolves when you create from identity, when you create from intention and alignment and truth and resonance and authenticity. When your creation is rooted internally, visibility cannot destabilize you. The nervous system reacts to being observed when identity isn't anchored. Visibility can trigger your nerves and your tension, overthinking, self-monitoring, anxiety, perfectionism, being hesitant. This isn't a creative problem. This is a safety problem. When your system doesn't feel safe with who you are being, visibility feels like exposure. When it does feel safe, visibility feels like expression. So let's talk about how to reduce this visibility pressure through alignment. Here's how creators stabilize themselves instantly. First, they return to identity. You ask, who am I when I'm not performing? You reconnect with intention. You ask, why am I expressing this? Not, Who am I trying to impress? You regulate your nervous system. That long exhale, relax your shoulders, release the tension. You anchor into authenticity. You ask, what is the truest version of me right now? And then you release the outcome attachment. Pressure lives in the future. Presence dissolves it. And lastly, create from alignment, not attention. When your center is internal, external visibility can't shake you. So think about this. Visibility isn't the problem. Visibility is the amplifier. If you feel pressure under visibility, it's not a sign to hide, it's a sign to align. Once your identity, energy, and intention stabilize, visibility becomes effortless. Next in this micro series, we'll talk about why being seen triggers old wounds and how to heal them.